If you want to hear about 20 more things that I've repurchased, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and I thought it was time for a third installment of things that I have repurchased. I did a 30 things that I've repurchased. I did a follow-up video of 20 more things that I've repurchased, so that's 50 total. And now I'm going to add another 20 to the mix. These are beauty products in general. So it could be beauty products as far as body care of some sort, and it can also be makeup and that kind of a thing. Now I am adding into the mix products that I have used, that I have loved, and that I have also gifted. So not only repurchased for myself, but maybe purchased to give as a gift because I appreciate the product so much. And when it comes to powder products, I think that that is a good thing to include, because how often do we get through our powder products? So if I am really enjoying something and I gift it, to me that is similar to repurchasing it for myself, because I went out and spent my money on that same product because I think it's so good, I want to give it to someone else. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's get into the list. I have it right here, my 20 items. I don't want to mess anything up, so I wrote them all down, and I also made sure I had no duplicates from the other two videos, because that would be irritating, wouldn't it? Now that is too funny. I talk about something irritating and then my battery starts flashing at me going, change me, right at the beginning of the video. But anyway, the first item, and the one that actually triggered this video, was buying this Garnier Fructis big volume hairspray. And I was waiting to get this one. I needed to get another hairspray out of my collection before being able to justify getting another one of these. And I love it because it does a good job, it gives me good volume, but the smell of the Fructis line is beautiful. And on top of it, the price on this is unbelievable. It is $2.99 when it's on sale. For how much? 413 ml. It's ridiculous. And the smell, if you like a fruity kind of sweet smell, you will absolutely love this hairspray. And it talks about 24-hour hold, humidity resistant, crystal shine, and ultra fine diffusion. And I can definitely attest to that. It is very, very fine spray. And it's nice, especially if you have fine hair like me and I don't have a ton. It's really nice to know that you're not going to have super, super crunchy hair. So I highly recommend it. And now my filming room smells so good. I think this is my third purchase of this particular product, and I expect fully to be purchasing it again, although a bottle of that size lasts me for months, if not over a year. So it's going to take me a while before I need to repurchase it again. Now this next one is a product that I have purchased to gift. This is my own. These are applicators, silicone applicators for glitter products that don't apply well with a brush. So it's from the Sephora collection, and it says, "Give me glitter applicator set." And last time I checked on the website, they were still available, and they are silicone. So anyone who does not like to use their fingers and is faced with either a shadow or a glitter that would only really work well with finger application can use these. So I definitely recommend silicone applicators. I tested them out myself and was satisfied that they worked quite well and that I could recommend them. And I think that they are a great substitute for, again, finger or other types of application. I've purchased, I think, 3 or 4 sets so far. So yes, I definitely like them. Now this brush, no joke, I have put in a shopping cart 5 times. It is the Pro brush number 5 from BH Cosmetics. I have gifted this brush to a number of friends and will do so again. 3 girlfriends so far, and I always have a couple of extras to gift as I go, sometimes in giveaways, sometimes just because somebody's talking about not being able to find a good crease brush, and I kind of go, I have one. It is my all-time favorite crease brush, no question. And you don't see it very often in videos because I do tend to set my primer with this brush. So I use it on the daily, and I really, really love it. Again, the Pro 5 from BH Cosmetics, and it often goes on sale for $250 US. I mean, this is a steal for a beautiful full-size Pro crease brush. I love it. Next up is this Sephora Holographic Face and Cheek Palette. And I appreciate this one because it is a very, very good value. I don't know if they have it anymore on the Sephora site, but I have purchased this product over and over, 3 blushes and 3 highlighters, and it was on for $6 Canadian, and I purchased a bunch of these to give as gifts because it is such good value. If you think it's $1 per pan, and if you look at the pans, they are of significant size, and I have a swatching video, and I will put it right here for you because I think that you would want to see these in action. And I have actually used this one and this one as a brow bone and highlighter just in a recent makeup look. So I am using these palettes or these pans in this palette and was, like I said, so impressed with the value that I have definitely purchased these as gifts. And it's the same case for the Fenty Beauty Killawatt highlighting palette. This palette really surprised me. If you do a search on this channel for the Fenty Beauty or Killawatt, you will find many videos on this palette. And I keep it in the box because I find it's just easier to store in the box than in this shape. You have all the names on the back. So as you can see, 7 pans in this one, and I think it's $28 if it's still available on the Sephora site. And so I have definitely repurchased these highlighters a few times. I used these 2 as blushes and the rest as highlighters or eyeshadow or both. Very, very good quality, good color payoff, and I think it is a universal palette. Depending on your skin tone, you may use the powders in different ways, but everyone can use every one of these pans in some way, shape, or form. The fact that I could use 2 of these as blushes and eyeshadow really surprised me. Just basic eyeshadow, and then of course all of the highlighters. Any highlighters you can always use to accent the eye, and I definitely did that a lot with this palette. Now, 3 things I want to talk about when I show this. First off, this palette. The design of this palette, which is the Clionadh stained glass design, is stunning in my opinion. It is even the background on my smartphone. So I got one of these palettes and loved it so much. I just needed a couple more. So I have them right here, actually. You can see the other 2 right here. They are my pride and joy. They are my absolute favorite magnetic palette. They're just beautiful, inside and out. So you see the outside, you see how gorgeous it is, and it is both on both sides. So you've got that gorgeous design on both sides. And it has a huge mirror inside, and it is quite large. You can house quite a few shadows. So here I have 36 round pans from Clionadh. Now, that is not the only thing that I have repurchased from Clionadh. Another item that I've repurchased from Clionadh is Aftershock shadows. And I have featured them in a number of videos. So I have 4 here, and they are all available individually on the site, or you can buy the whole bundle of 8. And this is another set. Now they all look very white on camera, but they are so fetching, and you can mix and match, use them for highlight on the cheek, on the brow bone, inner corner on an eye look. They look fantastic, and I'm going to swatch my favorite for you, which is High Voltage, which is a beautiful green. It looks amazing on the inner lid. So hopefully the green is coming through. It looks even more punchy when you have them on the eye. And I use this one very, very much on the inner to 1/3 of the lid. And it just takes a look to the next level. It's just beautiful. They are super, super stunning. They're just gorgeous. And as far as a repurchase, the reason I mentioned the Aftershock highlighters is I do give those as a gift. They are so beautiful that every single time I give an Aftershock shadow, no matter the color to someone, it's jaw-dropping. They are so gorgeous. To me, it's like the perfect gift. A little something, and it literally brightens the person's day if they are a makeup enthusiast, for sure. Now, speaking of, something else that I like to give as a gift is the Alchemist palette by KVD. Now that I feel like I can talk about this stuff again, so let me open this one. So this is what it looks like. And it is, at least on Sephora Canada, it is on for a ridiculous discount right now. And I have purchased many of them to give as gifts because they are fantastic. And here is what the palette looks like. Now, I'm not going to swatch it. This is a brand new one. But I did want to show you what it looks like. And they are very reminiscent of the Aftershock highlighters from Clionadh. So for this palette right now is $13 Canadian. So if you divide by 4, these are a steal right now for that kind of Aftershock effect. They are iridescent pastel colors that look fantastic on the brow bone, inner corner, on the cheek. They truly are gorgeous, gorgeous shadows, or powders. I'll call them powders because you can use them whichever way you want. They're just beautiful. And the packaging to me is so artistic. It is an embossed cover. And the cover really, you see how it's kind of holographic? The cover really does translate to what these shadows look like when you apply them to the skin. They're just beautiful. So again, if you think that these are nice and you're seeing this video pretty soon after it's uploaded and you can access Sephora Canada, I don't know if they're available for that kind of price in the US, but man, what a steal. I have repurchased over a handful of these. I love, love, love to see people's reactions when they start using it after I gift it. It's just a beautiful product. Now, I talked about the Clionadh Cosmetics Magnetic Palette, but another magnetic palette that you would be aware of if you've seen my magnetic palettes video is this one. And it's not the only other one that I've repurchased. I have 3 of the Clionadh. I also have 3 of the colored Raine, the large Power Collection palettes that house 96 shadows, I think. But this one is the one that I have the most of. Let me just count real quick. I thought it was 10, but I wasn't sure. It is 10. I have 10 of these. They feel like the perfect size. They house 25 shadows, and that enables me for indie brands to have one of these palettes for each indie brand that I feel like featuring. Now, of course, I say this and I open it up and it's not indie brand specifically. These are just all individual blushes and bronzers, but you can see the size of this palette. Like I said, 25 single round eyeshadows fit very, very nicely in it. It is extremely sturdy. Love to take these for travel. And again, they have a beautiful mirror. But these are the most sturdy, larger magnetic palettes that I have ever seen. The cover is, first off, I love animal print, but the durability of the cover is so impressive to me. And I have them all lined up this way, just above right here. And but every time I use them, every time I look at them, I absolutely love them. Tarte just hit it out of the park with this magnetic palette. It's just gorgeous. And I think that for what you get, it is an excellent value. Now for a product that is inside the palette that I have repurchased, I have the Hoola Bronzer. I have a small one here, I have one down here, and I also have one in the Complexionista palette by Benefit. Of course, they're all Hoola Bronzers, they're all from Benefit. So here is the Complexionista. I don't know if I said Cheekathon last time. So the Complexionista has one of the Hoola Bronzers. You can see it right here, Hoola. And I also have the Hoola Light. This is the regular. This is the one that I have 3 of. So this is one. The smaller one in the magnetic palette came in that cardboard packaging, a mini in the cardboard packaging. So let me show you again. This one was in the mini packaging, and this one was the one that was part of the Cheekathon, along with these 3 up here and this one over here. But definitely, I am not sad that I have 3 of the regular Hoola Bronzers. It is one of my favorite all-time bronzer, and I will have no trouble using all of them over time. And in each case, I was very happy to be making that purchase, so it's not a problem. The Complexionista, I do take traveling, and the mini Hoola as well, I will tend to transfer into a magnetic palette to combine it with other things. So sometimes I use it as an eyeshadow, sometimes as a bronzer, however I want to use it. So it's very versatile, and that's part of why I don't mind having more than one. You're going to start thinking I gift a lot, but I do. And I do also gift the Naked Ultimate Basics because it is such a good palette. And for someone who's not super familiar with makeup or just likes to do makeup on the go, this is a good palette. It has a very decent sized mirror. It has a double-ended brush, which I think is fantastic. And it is a very fluffy brush on one side, and then a more detailed brush on the other, which I think for on the go is great. And these colors will resonate with most people. You've got the cool colors and you also have the warm colors, and I think that it is a very, very well curated palette, and I do love helping other people discover this palette because I think it's a very, very good palette. Now this one is definitely not so basic, and it is the Colored Raine Vivids palette. Now this one I have depotted, so I bought an empty magnetic palette from Colored Raine and depotted the Vivids into this setup right here. And the reason I did that was that the Vivids palette was a whole lot less than the singles, but I do like the versatility of the singles for things like Quad of the Month, that kind of thing. But the Vivids palette itself, so when it's not depotted, it looks exactly like this. It just has kind of a pink backing to all the shadows, and of course the shadows are secured in the palette. When this palette ends up being half off, I tend to purchase some to give as gifts because the quality of the Colored Raine shadows is phenomenal. And for someone who wants a very, very good array of colorful mattes, this is so, so, so good. I love this row. I love the yellow. I love the hot pink. This red is gorgeous. It's just a fantastic, fantastic palette. And I'm not huge on blues, but these are all, they're all really good. So I'm really happy with this palette. I'm happy I have it. And of course, as you've heard, I'm very happy to gift it. Now we're going to go to something pretty boring compared to what I was just talking about. And this is the Garnier makeup remover. Now this is not the one that I would normally show as a repurchase, but I ran out of the one that I wanted to show. And when I went to purchase it again today, at the store, they didn't have it. The one I would normally buy is the waterproof makeup remover. That is the one I would buy. But they didn't have it, so I went for 2 new ones that I've never tried before. So this one that I'm going to try is the Delicate Skin and Eye Micellar Water. And then the other one that I decided to try is the Micellar Water with Argan Oil. So I'm going to try both of them. This apparently is for long wear makeup, and this one is for delicate skin and eyes. So I'm going to try these two, but the one that I have repurchased at least 3 times, if not 4, is the waterproof version. So if you're looking for one that is tried and true for me, it is the waterproof version, and it comes in this exact container, and I have raved about it many times on this channel. Now I'm going to talk about 4 products that come to me by happenstance because I review the teen box for back to school every year. This is my 3rd year of reviewing it. If you want to see that video, I will put it right there. But there are 4 products in that box that I would buy regardless of whether I got the box or not. So if it did not come in the box, I would probably seek out these products anyway. And what really tells me I would is because a number of these products I am actively using right now, and I had them before the teen box just came out on the market again this year for back to school. So let me show you those 4 products. So like I said, I repeatedly purchase these, so I won't say that same thing for each one of these. The Degree Motion Sense deodorant, love it, use it, recommend it. The marula oil is not the one that I would necessarily suggest. This one is new to me, but it is the body wash from Dial. So they all look the same. I have tried a number of them so far. I've liked all of them, and I'm looking forward to trying this marula oil version. But Dial body wash for the shower, I really enjoy. Same thing for this, the Dove Daily Moisture Shampoo. Really enjoy it. I like the way it smells. This particular one I have used before, and I'm very happy that this was in the teen box this year because it is a joy to use. I love the smell. I love what it does for my hair, and I would purchase whether or not it's in the box. Just said I wouldn't say it, right? I can't help it. And finally, I don't know where it went, but the Burt's Bees. In this case, it came in watermelon, but regardless, most of the Burt's Bees options for lip balm, I love, I recommend. I think it's a really good product, and so yeah, I'm big on Burt's Bees lip balm. And I should mention that this one is called Citrus and Bergamot scent. I have never tried this scent either. This is new to me, but the Motion Sense is from Degree is definitely a deodorant that I really enjoy and repeatedly buy. And I don't always care to buy the same fragrance for these. I just like the brand itself and how effective it is. So with so many of the products that come in the teen box, I don't think it's a surprise that I would be recommending the teen box. But like I said, if you want to know more about the teen box, I would recommend you taking a look at the video. Who knows? Maybe you don't agree with me. Check it out. Okay, next one for repurchase is my Pan That palette. I absolutely love this palette. This is the Smashbox Matte Exposure. And let me show you the inside. Now, of course, I am panning it so you can only see half of the shadows in here. It has a nice mirror. It's extremely strongly constructed. It has a brush included, which I love. But it's been discontinued. And so how could I possibly say I repurchased? Well, I purchased another Smashbox palette because I am so convinced about how much I love Smashbox. So I did purchase this one. Does it have a name on it? Ellie Cover Shot palette. And it is substantially different from the one I had before, but it is Smashbox Shadows, and that's why I am convinced I will like it. It is a smaller mirror than in the other palette, which kind of surprised me. And in this case, instead of a brush, this time it comes with an always-on liner. But brushes outlast eyeshadow, so I will transfer this brush. Oh, I wish I could. I thought I was going to. I was going to transfer this brush into this palette, but it doesn't fit. However, I know that I have other brushes that will fit, and I will put a brush in here because that is my preference, is on the go to have a dual-ended brush in an eyeshadow palette. So too bad, although it's quite nice to have a liner that fits in here. But that is my intention, is to put a brush in its place, and I have a number of brushes that are not as big as this one, so that will be no problem. But overall, the durability is the same. It is a very sturdy palette. Love it. It is even prettier than its predecessor, and it is more colorful than its predecessor, but it has a lot of mattes and basics in here, which I do like. The reason this is my Pan That palette this year is because these shadows are very versatile. This I'm using right now as a bronzer, this to set my primer. This one is in my brows today. So you can see me having used this as my bronzer today and this one as my brow product. So I definitely use this palette a lot, and I wanted to have something as versatile as this one, which is again why I picked this one up when it was half off. So to me, I am purchasing as close to what I can duplicate for this one at a price that I'm okay with. So there was a different one, I'll put it on the screen, that I could have purchased, but I wasn't willing to pay double what I could get for this one. So, or what I could pay for this one. So this is the reason I went with this one as a replacement for my Smashbox palette. But all in all, what you can take away from it is a basics matte palette. Smashbox is a great choice. And when I say that, it is the sturdy packaging, the space for the brush, and the amount of neutrals available in the palette with a focus on mattes. Now, another product that I have repurchased, and it's going to be really tough for me not to repurchase it this year, is the Ciate Mini Mani Month. This includes 24 mini nail polishes. This is an example of one of them. And they come in very basic colors, they come in very bright colors, they come as toppers, the one I just showed you, and they come in an advent calendar format. And I really like these because I just reveal 2 per month, and they are mini nail polishes. They work out to $2.50 Canadian each in this format when I buy it on sale at Sephora. And so I got this one 2 years ago. This was the 2018 Advent Calendar version. I also bought the 2019, and like I said, it's going to be really, really hard to resist the 2020, so I may pick that one up as well. I'm not sure yet, but what a great product. And to get minis for $2.50 each, I think it's a really good deal. And some of them do repeat from year to year, but they tend to be mostly on the neutral side of things as far as repeat shadows. And I'm realizing that I am getting through some of the minis, so maybe some repeat shadows are not such a bad thing. And finally, I have a product that I have just repurchased, which is the Kat Von D Sinner perfume. And I want to show you this. You're seeing some Kat Von D, or I shouldn't say Kat Von D, KVD Beauty items at this point, because I feel like it's no longer shameful to talk about them. And so I'm taking the opportunity. So here is what this perfume bottle looks like. You can really see the ring light, but look at this. I didn't realize that it was round when I first got it. It looks like Fabergé egg in a way. It's just so, so beautiful. And the container is fantastic. And so it kind of pops up, and you have the sprayer hidden behind this gorgeous cap. And I love this perfume so much that I did end up getting a backup of this because it's on, I think, for 30 cents on the dollar as far as the cost of it. So I'm very happy with it. I think it is gorgeous packaging. There is a ton. It's 100 ml in here, so it will last me for a very long time. So I'm very happy to have repurchased this perfume because it's wonderful. It's wonderful, and anytime I have a chance to get samples of Sinner, I was going for it. And so to know that I have a very good stash of it and I won't run out of it for a very long time is wonderful. Now, it is not my favorite perfume. It is my second favorite perfume. My favorite perfume is Mon Guerlain, which I have replenished in my collection before. I have never had to purchase a full size because I've managed to get a lot of deluxe samples. I've not managed to get a bunch of deluxe samples of this one, which is why I decided to bite the bullet. But when it comes to Mon Guerlain, and I finished everything that I have of that particular perfume, I can guarantee you I will be getting one of this size. There are only 3 perfumes ever in my life that I have purchased or wanted to purchase the full size of. Loulou from Cacharel, Mon Guerlain, and this one, the KVD Sinner version of the Saint and Sinner perfume. So if you like the scent, try to nab it before it disappears because it is at liquidation prices, and I somehow doubt that it will be back. And so that's it. 20 products that I have repurchased, and that KVD Sinner perfume I have purchased a total of twice. So I've only repurchased once, just to be clear on that. And I know that this one is not quite right in the fact that it's not the exact same palette, but I think that you understand that, I mean, if it's not available anymore, that in my opinion, I grabbed the next best thing that I think I will have the same or a very similar experience with. So we will see how this one turns out, and hopefully, I am not wrong. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of these repurchases. Do you like these products? Do you have different suggestions? Do you think I'm out to lunch? Do you think I gift too much? Let me know what you think in the comments. I always appreciate hearing from you. I love to hear what you think. So with that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But till then, take care.